Hi, this is Caitlin Porter from the Mongoose Enablement team. In today's video, I will demonstrate how to properly utilize the diagnostic tools provided when developing a solution in the Mongoose Web Designer. Mongoose has 4 specific diagnostic tools that developers can use when debugging their applications. We will first dive into the Diagnostics Log panel, where messages are logged and a console tab is provided. The second tool is the Diagnostic Trace panel, where messages are displayed in a tree view that contains nested and timing information. The Log Monitor form displays a consolidated view of data logs per tenant configuration. Lastly, the ShowMessage method can display string results from a form script in a dialog window. The Compile Results panel within the native form script editor can display errors within form scripts. We will dive a little deeper into these tools, followed by a demo of each tool in action. The first tool that's available is the Diagnostic Log panel, which has 2 tabs, one for logging messages and one for the console. The Log Messages tab can display a list of predefined items such as system information, security data, form-related data, data related to IDO collections, and much more. On the Console tab, you can submit expressions using substitution keywords to be evaluated by the Mongoose parsing utility. The second tool available is the Diagnostic Trace panel. This contains a Logs tab, which will display a list of all the logged messages with nesting and timing information. This tool also contains a Variables tab that can be used to view variables created or maintained by the runtime and any variables that are referenced by the form. These are also displayed in a tree view and can be filtered for a specific variable. The Log Monitor form is also available to view a list of logs per tenant configuration. This will include all of the logs on the tenant such as SQL, Trace, Security, and Performance type logs, with the ability to filter and sort on each field. Additionally, the ShowMessage method can be called directly from form script to display the results of different objects within the form script. This includes things such as variable results, calculation results, integer values, property values, etc. Lastly, Mongoose provides some basic debugging tools within the script editor to troubleshoot problems with scripts. The Compile Results panel at the bottom has an Output tab that will display the results of a build if it was successful or not, as well as any failure messages for unsuccessful builds. The Errors tab will list out a description and the location of any syntax and build errors after a build has been attempted. To specify what diagnostic information you want to capture in the Diagnostics panel, open the User Preferences by starting in Runtime mode and selecting View User Preferences. Select the Diagnostics section on the left and check the Enabled checkbox. Under the Form tab, select what form messages you want to see. In this case, I will check the Form Events and Event Handlers checkboxes. Click OK to save your preferences, then click View Diagnostic Log to pull up the Diagnostic Logs panel. To see this tool in action, open up a form and you will see the Diagnostics panel populating with Event and Event Handler messages. Here you can filter for a specific message, and you can also copy the results of the panel to the clipboard. If I switch over to the Console tab, I can use this to evaluate expressions using substitution keywords. I can use this to evaluate property values, variable values, as well as any substitution keywords that are evaluated by the Mongoose parsing utility. Now, if I open up the Diagnostic Trace panel by selecting View Diagnostic Trace and reopen my form, I can see a list of all of the events being triggered on the form, all organized in a tree view with timing information. Here I also have the ability to copy the results to a clipboard. If I switch over to the Variables tab, I can use this tab to view variables created or maintained by Mongoose runtime and any referenced by the forms. These are also organized in a tree view and can be filtered for a specific variable name. The next tool we will take a look at is the Log Monitor. By default, the Log Monitor is turned off in order to protect the performance of the system. It is important to note that this tool be turned off whenever it is not in use. In order to turn the Log Monitor on, first I will need to open the Log Monitor form and click the Refresh button. Click the Open Filter Settings button and select the Refresh Timer button to start the 30-day auto deletion timer. Then click Save. Next, the logging will need to be turned on in the Process Defaults form. Open the Process Defaults form and search for the Enable Remote Logging record. If it exists, set the value to 1 and click Save. If the record does not exist, click New and add the record and set it to 1. Once the record is saved into the Process Defaults form, we can view the log monitor in action. I'm going to open up the log monitor and then open up a form. Click Refresh on the log monitor to see the logs being populated. If I only want to view a particular type of log, I will select the Open Filter Settings button to specify what types of logs I want to see. In this case, I'm going to select the Active checkbox to turn on the filters, set the source to IDO runtime, and the type to SQL. Then I'm going to hit Save. Now if I go back to my form and update a value and then click Save, if I refresh my log monitor form, you will now only see these SQL type messages being performed. Lastly, within the form script editor, the ShowMessage Method and Compile Results panel can be utilized when diagnosing issues within a form script. To view specific values from a form script, I can use the ShowMessage Method to display those results while the form is in runtime mode. To create a ShowMessage method, open up a form in design mode. In this example, I'm going to use a demo customer orders form to display the values from a calculation to determine the total cost of an order line. When I open up the form script editor, you will see that I already have a calculation that performs this action. I want to modify the method and add in the ShowMessage method to display each value that the calculation is using. When complete, I'm going to click the OK to start the build. At the bottom of the script editor, you will see the Compile Results panel pop up informing me that the build was not successful and that there was one error that needs to be addressed. If I switch over to the Error tab, it will give me the location and a short description of the error. After fixing the error, click OK to start the build again. This time the build was successful and the script editor closes. To view the ShowMessage method I added, I will reopen the form in runtime mode and will run the calculation routine. Here you can see all the values that are defined in the form script and the exact values that the calculation is using. With the use of these tools when developing your application, capturing and analyzing runtime information can be done with ease. For more information, check out the Mongoose portal at mongoose.infor.com and make sure to subscribe to the Infor Technology YouTube channel for more content. This concludes today's demo. Thanks for watching.